Good morning everyone, I am Faharna Sambad. Today we are going to know everything about the Nano World. But before entering into our discussion, let me introduce first our learning objectives for this day. So first, we are going to discuss the nanotechnology. Second, what are the applications of nanotechnology and how does it applies in each applications? And lastly, we are going to define the major impacts of nanotechnology in our society. What is nanotechnology? When we say something is nano, we mean it is a very small. The size of 1 nanometer is equal to 1 billionth of a meter, which is about 100 times smaller than the width of a human hair. Making new things at this incredibly small scale is called nanotechnology, and it is one of the most exciting and fast-moving areas of science today. Nanotechnology may remain capable to create many new materials and devices with a large variety of applications such as in nanomedicine, nanoelectronics, biomaterials energy production, and consumer products. These are the applications of nanotechnology in our society. First is medicine, electronics, food, fuel cells, solar cells, batteries, space, fuels, better air quality, cleaner water, chemical sensors, sporting goods, and fabric. One area of nanotechnology application that holds the promise of providing great benefits for society in the future is in the realm of medicine. Nanotechnology is already being utilized as the basis for new, more effective drug delivery system and is in early stage of development. Moreover, nanomedicine is defined as a combination of both science and technology that uses nanoscale structured materials to diagnose, treat, prevent disease, and painful injury. This field of medicine is particularly interested in addressing challenges and shortcomings of conventional medical treatments, including poor bioavailability and target specificity. In addition, nanomaterials show very high efficiency in destroying cancer cells and are already undergoing clinical trials. The results are so promising that nanomaterials might become an alternative to traditional cancer therapy. This is mostly due to the fact that they allow cancer cells to be targeted specifically, enable detailed imaging of tissues, and making planning further therapy is much easier. An example of treatment is the diagnostic. Nanotechnology has the potential to revolutionize the way we collect medical data with nano-sized diagnostic devices throughout our bodies. We will able to detect the chemical change on the spot. Another thing is the drug delivery. Imagine how programmable the nanoparticles which could help tackle the day-to-day miseries of chronic conditions like diabetes. For example, they could deliver insulin to initiate cells growth and regenerate tissues at a target location. Additionally, the cancer treatment. The traditional method for curing cancers is chemotherapy that usually describes as a carpet bombing of the body. It kills the cancer cell, but it is also has side effect of killing regular cell, which makes patients extremely sick and susceptible to other conditions. Today's computer, tablets, and smartphones are not only millions of times more powerful, but enough to fit in our pocket. The microchips computing devices is the reason why the computers works on the size of tiny breadcrumbs and can fit inside everything from watches to pens to greeting cards. Nanotechnology is the study of manipulation of matter on an atomic, molecular, and supramolecular scale, where 1 nanometer is equal to 1 billionth of a meter. Microchips are composed of transistors, which are made of materials called semiconductors. Today, more than 60% of transistors built by U.S. company to make us of nanotechnology as an electronic signals flows. Through them, the transistor switch on or off represented by the numbers of 0 and 1 to digitally transmitted process and compute information. The microchips of today is typically housed anywhere from 2 to 6 transistors with wires that are only a dozen nanometers. As the researchers to use nanotechnology in food field represent advanced application of nanotechnology to various fields of the food industry. Nanotechnology will remain used to the food industry for production, processing, storage, and quality control of foods. Nanomaterials, unlike conventional microscale materials having novel characteristics, can improve sensory quality of foods by imparting novel texture, colors, and appearance. Nanotechnology has been used to design nanosensors for detection of harmful components in foods and a smart packaging system enabling to recognize food contamination, also to monitor the quality and the life of food from manufacturers to consumers. It can also make food ingredients tastier and healthier. Nanotechnology can also work with fuel cells because they require very expensive materials like platinum to use as catalysts. Catalysts are basically substances that make chemical reactions happen faster. An example of this is the old platinum-based fuel cell that generates about 100 watts of power, so it could run a 100 watts light bulb, and it has a lot of platinum in it. Now, the size of cell today generates about a kilowatt and can run in fact a refrigerator. Now, nanotechnology is not only improving fuel cells, but it's also making a big chances in some of the materials used in solar cells. Solar cells. Companies have developed nanotechnology solar cells that can be manufactured at significantly lower cost than conventional solar cell. Also, utilizing nanotechnology in expensive solar would help to preserve the environment. There are the following benefits using nanoparticles in the manufacture of solar cells. First is reduced manufacturing costs as a result of using a low temperature process. Researchers at MIT have demonstrated a type of solar cell called thermophotovoltaic that could have much higher energy conversion than other solar cells. In this cell, carbon nanotube absorbs light over a broad range of frequencies and converts the light into heat. And that's the time that the photonic crystal absorbs the heat and converts it into back to light to at frequency that can be absorbed by the solar cell. Another thing is the semiconductor nanoparticles that is used in a low temperature printing process, and it results in low cost solar cell. Second one is reduced installation costs achieved by producing flexible rolls instead of rigid crystalline panels. Researchers are using a method called aerotaxy to grow semiconducting nanowires on gold nanoparticles. They plan to use a self-assembly techniques to align the nanowires on a substrate. to form a solar cell or other electrical devices. The gold nanoparticles replace the silicon substrate on which conventional semiconductor based on solar cells are built. The last benefit is the currently available nanotechnology solar cells are not as efficient as traditional ones. However, their lower cost offsets in the long-term nanotechnology version should both be lower cost and using quantum dots should be able to reach a higher efficiency levels than conventional ones. Researchers at Princeton University have developed a solar cell that almost eliminates losses due to the reflection of light. They use a 30 nanometer thick gold nanomesh. They found that this combination traps most of the light in the solar cell, increasing the efficiency of the cell. Companies are currently developing batteries using nanomaterials. One such battery will be used as a new after sitting on the shelf for decades. Batteries are devices that store electrical energy by converting it chemical energy to be released slowly at a later time. In rechargeable batteries, this chemical process is reversible, allowing the battery to be reused many times. The advent of nano-based research and technology has improved the energy and the power density, cyclability, and safety of modern batteries. Using nanotechnology in the manufacture of batteries offers the following benefits. First is reducing the possibilities of batteries catching fire by providing less flammable electrode material. So, electrode refers to a conductor by which electrical currents can travel, sometimes referred to as electrical conductors. So, ang electrode ay makikita sa wide variety of electrical devices tulad ng batteries, electrolytic cells, or electron tube. Another thing is may dalawang uri ang electrodes. Una ay ang anode. It is an electrode that attracts anions. Ang anions naman ay ang negatively charged ng isang ions. At ang pangalawang uri naman ng electrode ay ang cathode. It is an electrode that attracts the cations. Ang cations naman ay isang uri ng ions which are positively charged. Ang pangalawang benefits naman ay ang increasing the available power from a battery and decreasing the time required to recharge a battery. Ang pangalawang benefits na ito ay tumutukoy sa pagtaas ng nagagamit na power ng isang battery at pagbaba ng oras para sa kinakailangan na pag-fully recharge ng isang baterya. Nakakamit nito by counting the surface of an electrode with nanoparticles. Pinapataas nito ang surface area ng isang electrode at ito rin ang nagsisilbing daan to flow the electrode and the chemicals sa loob ng isang baterya. This technique can increase the efficiency of hybrid vehicles sa pamamagitan ng pagbawas sa bigat ng mga baterya na kinakailangan to provide adequate power. The last benefits of batteries is increasing the shelf life of a battery by using nanomaterials to separate liquids in the battery from the solid electrode when there is no draw on the battery. This isolation prevents the low level of discharge that occurs in conventional battery, which greatly increases the shelf life of the battery. The Center for Nanotechnology at NASA AMIS is looking at how nanotechnology can be used to reduce the mass, volume, and power consumption of a wide range of spacecraft systems, including sensors, communication, navigation, and propulsion systems. The Chan Space Center Nanomaterials Project is working on nanotube companies with the aim of reducing spacecraft weight. the Leafport Group is dedicated to making the space elevator reality. Their target date is October 2031. And the last one is the Space Nanotechnology Laboratory at MIT is developing high-performance instrumentation for use on space flight. Fuels. Nanotechnology can address the shortage of fossil fuels such as diesel and gasoline by making the production of fuels from low-grade raw materials economical, increasing the mileage of engines, and making the production of fuels from normal raw materials more efficient. So, ang ibig sabihin nito, according to Johanna Malang, is nanotechnology can also be used para maibsan or masolusyonan yung pagkakaroon natin ng shortage or kakulangan sa diesel at gasoline. It can also provide necessary ingredients na kakailanganin to produce fossil fuel related products kagaya ng nabanggit na diesel and gasoline. So, ang nanotechnology daw ay magandang gamitin para sa fuel production. Nakakatulong din daw ito to ensure a good performance of our engines or yung mga makina ng ating mga sasakyan. Nadadagdagan din nito ang layo ng kayang takbuhin ng ating engines. Nakakatulong din ang nanotechnology para mas mapaganda pa yung performance na ginagamit na mga normal raw materials. So, yung mga nabanggit ay ang mga kakayahan na kayang gawin ng nanotechnology. May kakayahan din ito na dagdagan pa ang pagiging epektibo ng catalyst. Nababawasan ng catalyst ang required temperature na kailangan para makagawa ng raw materials into fuel. Meaning, ang catalyst is necessary para hindi gaano uminit yung ating engines during the process of converting the raw materials into fuel. Nababawasan nito yung init na pwedeng maramdaman ng engines during the process. Catalyst is also known to be made of nanoparticles, meaning maliliit na particles which is very helpful naman para dun sa reaction ng chemicals. So yung ating nanoparticles ay may mas magandang interaction doon sa chemicals compare sa mas malalaking particles. And we may also remember na the more na malaki yung area or yung surface area is mas malaki rin yung chance na mas maraming chemicals ang ma-encounter ng catalyst ng sabay-sabay, which helps the catalyst to perform or function very well. Nanotechnology can improve the performance of catalysts used to transform vapors escaping from cars or industrial plants into harmless gases. Meaning, our cars, vehicles, and other transportation vehicles are known for being harmful pagdating sa quality ng hangin. This is due to the harmful gases na lumalabas sa ating mga sasakyan. However, with the use of nanotechnology, pwede nating ma-avoid or maiwasan na makalikha ng harmful gases na nagiging dahilan why we are struggling of air pollution. Meaning, ang nanotechnology ay nagpo-produce ng harmless gases which is hindi nakakaapekto sa ating kapaligiran and to our health also. Dahil ito sa mga nanoparticles na very effective pagdating sa encounter with the chemicals na nagiging dahilan para mabawasan yung harmful gases na lumalabas sa ating mga sasakyan. So ngayon, mayroon tayong dalawang choices or ways para mabawasan yung ating air pollution, which are the use of catalyst na kasalukuyan ng ginagamit at nanostructure membranes naman na under development pa lamang. Ibig sabihin, theories pa lamang ang mayroon dito. Now, catalysts can be used to enable chemical reaction at a lower temperature or make the reaction more effective. So basically, yung ating catalyst ay may kakayahan na mag-produce ng ibang uri ng molecule sa isa pang uri. Take note, kapag sinabi nating molecule, ibig sabihin maliliit na atom or ng particles. As what I have said earlier, yung ating nanotechnology ay nakakatulong para mabawasan yung nililikhang harmful gases ng ating mga sasakyan. Cleaner water. So, ang nanotechnology ay nagagamit din sa paglinis ng ating mga tubig. It has an ability to remove industrial waste na present doon sa ating water, especially doon sa cleaning solvent or yung chemical na ginagamit pantunaw and known as TCE. Another ability ng nanotechnology ay ang pag-convert or turning the contaminating chemical or yung mga nakakasirang chemical sa ating tubig sa pamamagitan ng chemical reaction. Because of this process, the nanoparticles can make those contaminated water into harmless. In other words, makakatulong ito para mabawasan yung ating water pollution. So, isa rin sa mga sumusubok sa atin ay ang pag-remove ng salt and metal mula sa tubig. So, yung deionization method naman na binubuo ng nano-size or maliliit na particles ng fiber ay pwedeng makabawas sa magagamit na energy during the process of converting salt water into drinking water. Ibig sabihin, with the use of these particles, maaaring magawang malinis ang mga tubig to the point na pati yung mga contaminated water ay magiging drinking water na rin. So, the third and last concern naman natin ay yung mga standards filters ng ating drinking water, which are not able to separate the viral cells to the water that we are drinking. Dahil dito, nagkaroon ng theory about a water na may kakayahang mag-separate ng viral cells doon sa tubig. And that theory ay tungkol sa filter na gagamitin sa ating drinking waters that composed of nanometers that is under development pa lamang or patuloy pa rin binubuo.
Okay. Chemical sensors. In a nanotechnology, chemical sensors are the one who detecting the small amount of a certain chemical vapors, which is nanotechnology can detect a little bit amount of a sweet or any particles came out from a several things. Instantly, how does vacuum can detect such as a small amount of dirt? It's because of the nano that implanted on a vacuum cleaners. Fabric is a powder which is when you look at it carefully, you will see that it's a particles which is made by nanotechnology to improve or make more usable.
Additionally, making composite fabric with nano-sized particles or fibers allows improvement of fabric properties without a significant increase in weight, thickness, or stiffness as might have been the case with previously used techniques. An example of this is incorporating nano whiskers into fabric used to make pans produces lightweight water and stain repellent material. So there are current nanotechnology applications in fabric. First is nano whiskers that cause water to build up, making the fabric water and stain resistant. Another thing is a silver nanoparticles in fabric that kills bacteria, making clothing odor resistant. Third is nanopores, providing superior insulation for shoes inserts in cold weather. And lastly is nanoparticles that provide a lotus plant effect for fabric use awnings and other materials left out in the weather, causing dirt to rinse off in the rain.
My name is Ibrahim Quirino. Nanoparticles in food packaging may distort gut function, while many distinct types of food packaging contain signs of hygiene nanoparticles according to new study. These microscopic particles may interfere with our intestines' ability to absorb nutrition because nanoparticles have a vast surface area. They are more chemically reactive. That's why we need to be careful to eat this kind of food.
Those applications are just a few points on how nanotechnology impacts our lives. Despite those positive sides, nanotechnology has a shadow side. It is a new science, and we do not know about its long-term effects of influencing nanoparticles into the environment. As of the moment, we have to stay informed about this new technology. People should share what they know with others. The more people know about nanotechnology, the more likely that manufacturers will take into consideration health and safety standards.